Hello, parents. Welcome to the Masterful Parenting Podcast. I'm Ann Alvarez, parent coach, school counselor, and mom of two. Do you struggle with your relationship with your kids because you carry childhood pain? Do you get triggered by your child's behavior, become irrational, and maybe even yell at your children? Maybe you want to be a better parent, but you don't know how. Instead of repeating old patterns, you want to heal your pain, become more aware of your child's needs, feel connected to your kids and learn the tools to communicate better so you can truly enjoy your parenting. If you are ready to heal your childhood pain, raise healthy, connected, and happy kids, and end the cycle of parenting with pain, then join me. Our kids deserve it, and we can do this. Let's go. Hello, parents. Welcome to the Masterful Parenting Podcast. I'm excited today because I have a special guest. Her name is Jessie Emmy. She is an energy, mindset, relationships, and business coach of the Success Architect. Welcome, Jessie.
Hello everyone.
All right. So, maybe you can just do a brief introduction of you went through some really hard times, right? With burnout and single parenting. Do you want to
Mhm.
just share what happened?
Yeah, it was quite an interesting time of my life. A few years back, I was I found myself struggling in all areas. I was living a very different life than right now. I had two little boys. They were at the time 3.5, 1.5, and 3 years old. But already from their birth, I was struggling with, myself, with keeping up good relationships. I had a lot of challenges with my negative thoughts, with how to actually live this life. It was like I have no idea how to live this life. Nothing was going into, something positive. I had really low self-esteem, really low self-confidence, and I was really, I remember thinking about, well, is this life? Is this how it's supposed to be? There has to be something more to it. This is like I couldn't find myself in my life. It was just like I have lost myself.
Yeah. I think that is really common for moms, new moms. I totally relate to your story because I remember feeling the same way as a new mom, because it's so busy and you're so exhausted and
Mm,
you're like who was I before this? You lose touch with who you
mm.
are and you just go through the motions day to day, right? So what did you do? Like how did you shift your energy from positive, negative to positive, and start getting hope in your life?
Yeah, well, for me it was actually like this, that even before I had kids, I was feeling like this, confused, lost. I didn't had any direction in my life because I was so unsure inside of me. I was very fearful person, and like I had no direction, And when I got kids, it was like, okay, now I am also a mom, I had no idea what to do with myself, and now I have to take care also of two little boys, so it was just like um it was all quickly became too much, and apart from this, I also had a really negative, toxic, abusive relationship with the father of my boys. So it was like very quickly everything, it was just going down, and I found myself in really bad depression, in really challenging situations, and with complete burnout, actually. And so first I started, searching solutions for like, okay, I was Googling, even went to therapy. I tried different courses. For the first time, I started to read these personal development books, about spirituality. I Googled, positive affirmations, meditation. I started
Yeah.
to search any kinds of things, and it did help, in some way that I started to understand, okay, what is happening with me, that I have, repressed emotions, that I have some traumas, that I started to understand a little bit more what is happening with me.
Yes.
Um, but still, it was not this really long-term solution. I still had similar situations. I still felt very similar, and my life even got even worse after some time. Because when you have, such low energy, when you really don't know how to pull yourself completely out of that,
Yeah.
then it just cannot go into a better direction. Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Okay, so then you're in the pit, the darkest time of your life, and you're looking after two little ones, which is
mm,
really, really hard, right? Like going through
yeah.
mental health issues, depression, anxiety, and then you have children, especially when they're small. That's a really tough situation to be in, right? So, like, and I hear you took some initial steps, but still it wasn't enough, right?
Mm,
To get you
mm,
out. In fact, you got in deeper than before. So
mm,
so where was the turning point? How did you say I deserve more?
mm,
I don't need to live an abusive with an abusive relationship,
mm.
and I need to take care of me. How did that all come about?
Yeah, well, actually, at that time, it was like this with my ex-partner. We were doing like this. We were together, and then we weren't together for a couple of months, and then we were again back together. But everything like was it was a lot of yelling, a lot of conflicts, a lot of all kinds of alcohol, drugs, you name it, everything.
Mhm.
And I was also struggling myself, with my behavior as a mom, how I was behaving. I was as well yelling, stressed at my boys. I couldn't stand up from my bed. I remember I was trembling. Everything was just too much. I had no job, I had no money. It was like some period of time of this year. I remember it was really crazy. But for me, it was really like that. I had to do something because of my boys. It was
Yeah.
hard to live in this way, but I needed to do something because I didn't had like I really so remember I didn't saw a future, for me, for my boys. I had no idea where is this going, I couldn't picture myself um us, having a good life, a
Yeah.
positive life, that good things would happen to us. So
Yes.
I was really at the time, just like I was really asking for a solution, like God, universe, I need something, I need something
Yes.
to change. And actually, it happened like this that very soon, I met a coach, a mentor, and I started immediately connected and started working with them. And this is where I am still now, actually.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It, it's
So.
it's not perfect, but it's way better, right? Like don't you find you feel stronger, you feel more capable, you know what you need to work on, right?
Mhm.
But sometimes, not maybe not very often, but sometimes there will be like a little seed of doubt um or a setback. Have you had that? Have you had like setbacks?
Yes, these are, when we are growing and moving forward, there are always some challenges, some setbacks, doubts and fears. This is a part of the journey, this is
Yes,
what we have inside of us. But we need to learn, we can learn how to manage them, and how to overcome them so that they are not stopping us, but that
yes.
they are actually fueling us, how to use them as a fuel to move forward and to go even higher and reach our goals and move forward in our life and that we are creating. So
I think
I see them as this way.
I think a lot of moms can relate to your story. And I just want to say that I love that you reached out like to God. I mean, I actually have a similar story. Like when I went in through the pit of my life 3 years ago, um, and I reached out to God and I asked God, what will you have me do now? Right? What am I supposed to do now? Right? And I just want to say, like, God will put people in your life
Mm,
to help you. Right? You
mm,
found this mentor, and that was the start of a healing journey, right?
mm.
Because you have to heal, like you have to heal when you've been in abusive partnership, right?
Yes.
And also maybe if there was abuse in your childhood. So I'm just wondering, like, did you have to learn boundaries then? Like, how did you get out of um
Mm.
that kind of mind frame that got you into that abusive relationship?
Yeah, that's a great question because it's so important, Um, if we don't understand this, that we need to change inside, that we need to change the patterns, the programs, the energy, the mindset, everything that it is inside of us that is, making us stay in unsupportive relationships, that is making us, that we even don't recognize that something is unhealthy, then we cannot change actually something. We can end a relationship, but then we will have other relationships that will be, same, similar, where we need to still, set those boundaries and, put in action what we need to, so that, that we build inside of us this healthy relationship and so on. So what I wanted to say is that there was a lot of work, and I'm always still growing and still always working on myself to go, to lift myself higher and higher and higher.
Yeah,
But it was really a lot of work that I even started to, really understand how how we were raised up, how we were how our parents raised us, how this impacts who we are, how we are going through our life, who how we behave in our relationships,
yeah,
and because everything that we have felt in our childhood, everything that we have
yeah.
inherited, what we have inside, if we don't change this, then this is what we are repeating
Yes.
in our adult relationships, so, and
We repeat it until we heal it, right? We
yes, yes.
repeat it until we heal it.
Mm,
I love what you said because I was listening to a psychologist on online, and she was saying that we learn about love from our early years as children.
mm-hmm,
So our parents, if they were controlling, that's what we learned was love, controlling.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
If they were abusive to us, that's what we learned was love. So we
Mm-hmm.
attract abusive relationships, right? Like
Yes.
we learn about love through our parents. That's why we
Mm-hmm.
have to change, right? And I know, Jesse, you feel the same way I do. Like, I don't want to repeat that with my kids. I want my kids to learn healthy love, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we have to be aware of what happened in our childhood. What did we learn about love? What was the message about love, right?
Yeah, this is the main ingredient that we then learn and that we can set healthy boundaries, from this place of love. And it is exactly like this. What we gained in our childhood, this is what we then perceive as love. And for me, it was really, I needed a long time and to work a lot on this self-love. And I still need to work a lot on my
Yeah,
self-love,
yeah,
really a lot.
yeah,
But I needed already quite some time that I understood. I remember this transition in my life when I started to experience and when in my life started to come in these healthier relationships, and how I was before used to a lot of like criticism, judgments, anger, these negative feelings, and this was familiar for me. And
yes,
then I started to good people started to come into my life, and I was just like, okay, is this, this is
yeah,
weird, this is
yeah,
something. Definitely there will be then after some anger or something, I had
yeah,
really difficulty to trust,
yeah,
and it took some time for me to really settle in that, okay, this is what, peace feels like. This is how it
yes,
feels that you can be relaxed in a relationship, that you can
yes.
trust, that everything will be okay.
And
So
actually, that's the way it's supposed to be. So
yes.
moms who are in destructive, abusive partnerships with their significant others, I want you to know, like, it's actually not healthy and it's not good for our kids. Like, it's better for a single parent to be healthy than have two unhealthy parents, right? And
Yes.
so if you're in a relationship that is abusive, or there's a lot of arguing, or there is not peace, then that's not good for our children. And what
Hmm.
I've learned is don't hang on to those relationships if they're not good for our kids. That's what I learned. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, definitely. I just wanted to share, to all of the women, mothers out there that are listening to this, how really important it is to work on this self-love, um, because no one taught us that, we mostly we didn't had these experiences when we were little, and we need to then do a lot of work that we start to really feel this, that we
Yeah.
heal, clear away everything that is inside of us, that is, keeping us to feel this, to create this in our life. And also, I know it's tough to make a decision and leave an abusive relationship, because there is a lot of fear or some other
Yes.
reason why then you actually, it is easier to stay in a relationship rather to go by yourself. You have no idea what to do with yourself, with your
Yeah.
kids, and this is what is familiar to you. But
Yes.
you know, yes, this is important to understand that, but this is not how it should be, how it's supposed to be, and how it can be. So it's really, really crucial to find support. This
Yes.
courage, strength, that you empower yourself enough so that you
Yes.
can make this decision and then create and move forward in your life. There are many reasons
Love
why
that.
we stay together in relationships, and we say, but it's everything, it's okay. I talk to a lot of women, and also I see, how relationships are and how I had my relationships. You can say that, but we have a good relationship. Nothing. We are not like yelling or something. But this is not peace. This is
Yes.
many of repressed emotions. This is not real communication. This is not real connectedness. So yeah,
Yeah. I would
very.
say. Yeah, repression leads to depression. So when you're not being authentic about your feelings, or you don't feel safe to communicate your feelings, then you repress it, and it actually does damage to your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
So I love what you said though about you got to get support, right? Like honestly, I had a lot of support during my darkest days, right? Years actually.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and I reached out to people. I think we have to be humble in life. Like we're on the planet with others. We're supposed to be living in community and supporting each other.
Yeah.
And if it were not for the support that I got, I would not be the person I am today, you know, like stronger, more confident. I have clarity
Mm-hmm.
and purpose, right? You feel the same way, Jessie, right? Like you have clarity, you have purpose. You feel peaceful with yourself, right? And
Yeah.
that is possible, moms. That is possible. It can happen, right? It
Mm-hmm.
can happen,
Yeah.
but you got to reach out and you got to get support for yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Okay. Jessie, tell our viewers where they can find you and anything else you want to share about your business.
Yes, of course. I wanted to give you a little gift as well to anyone who is listening now. I'm happy to gift you with a short 15-20 minute session where you will receive a personal analysis of your inner subconscious programs. This gives you clarity what you can change inside of you, where you can work so that you are building up your strengths, your energy, what is keeping you stuck in your relationships, draining your energy, impacting your health, decisions, actions, thoughts, feelings in your life. So, welcome. I'm very happy to give you this. What other thing I wanted to share is, we as mothers, we want to give all the best to our children, and just some final thought, because it's so important. And many times we say, I also said like this when my boys were born, I will, be that mom, this kind of mom, I will not do this, I will not do that, I won't yell. I had this picture of what kind of a mom I want to be,
Yes.
but when it came to actually, raising the boys, going through them with every day, I was a complete disaster, I was
Yeah.
anything from that, what I wanted to be,
Yeah.
and I wanted to give you this, we cannot really love our children until we first know and feel and love ourselves, a lot of times we say I love you, or we can also say to ourselves I love myself, but it is a big difference to saying this or to actually have this,
Feel it.
feel this, have this inside of you. Because
I
when
agree.
you really start to love yourself, and this, it goes, you work on it, you build on it, it is getting, bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
But when you really start to understand what this means, to love yourself, when you love yourself, then you are making supportive decisions for yourself naturally, automatically, Um, and this is how then you know how to then you know what is a healthy boundary. You can also set them to your children. Children need boundaries,
Yes.
and many times because we don't want to give to our children some traumas, then we keep ourselves back as well, but kids need boundaries. We need to guide them. We
Yes.
need to,
They do.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing a show parents in January on boundaries are healthy. And I'm going to walk you through what that means, right? How to set boundaries as parents um, with our children, because they need to learn boundaries, right? That's really, really important. It's part of a healthy relationship. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Jessie. Okay, how do parents get the free gift? Should they just email you? Why don't you give me your links and I'll get them to
Okay.
contact you? How's that?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
that's great.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And I just want to say,
Okay.
parents, I'm going to just do a short recap like I usually do on my show. Um, we learn love from our childhoods. So we need to think back, like, what was my childhood experience? And maybe it wasn't healthy. And so then we have to change it in ourselves. We have to change it with our kids, right? So that they know the real love, what real love feels like. And Jessie said this so well. We have to love ourselves. We have to feel it. We have to walk in it, because that is what is going to bring us good relationships and teach us how to have boundaries with unhealthy people. So self-love is crucial for ourselves and also as moms, because we want to teach our children to love themselves as well so that they can attract healthy relationships. Is that good,
Mhm.
Jessie? Did I cover it?
Yeah, great. Yes, we can only give to our children what we have first, you know. We
Yes,
cannot give them something that we don't have. So this
yes,
is why we many times say as parents, as mothers, you know, I do everything for my kids, you know, but the most we can do is that we are working on ourselves, that we are, you know, living this life actually, you know,
yes,
not just struggling
yes.
through it, but really living.
Yes, when we're full as parents, then we can give that to our kids. But we have to fill our tank first, right? That's
Hmm.
that's the key. Parents don't understand. They sacrifice, sacrifice, but they're like, fill up your tank
Yeah.
because that's your role modeling to your children. And also you have more to give and not be
Hmm.
resentful, right? That you're doing
Hmm.
everything, right? So
Hmm.
I love that message. Thank you so much, Jessie. I really appreciate you coming on the show today. And
Yeah,
thank
thank
you,
you.
parents. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, parents. I hope to see you. You know, I love you. And I hope to see you next time for our next episode. Take care, everybody. If this podcast inspired, blessed, or changed you in any way, I would love for you to share this with your family and friends on your Instagram page and tag me at Masterful Parenting. And join my Masterful Parenting Facebook page or DM me for more parenting support. And I will meet you here real soon. Remember, be relational with your kids and you will see a change. Love to all you parents out there. Let's change the world one parent at a time.